Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Jules, but I also go by Soul here on YouTube, and my pronouns are she, her. I've just started posting more consistently this year. I decided to kickstart my channel with a 2026 planner flip through and plan with me for January. So excited because I've been wanting to do a video like this for a long time, and last year I discovered Sterling Ink, and I really loved how their planner layout system helped me stay on top of my things without making me feel like I had a bunch of empty pages that I wasn't really utilizing. Fast forward, Sterling Ink dropped their inserts for 2026, and I was already looking at filofax. I was really debating if I wanted to give ring planning a try, and with Sterling Ink being my favorite planner of choice, I decided why not give it a try. The inserts will be pretty easy to buy. I can just get everything in one go. I'm going to be using my personal sized filofax Malden with the Sterling Ink inserts. I'm so excited, y'all. Like, I don't really have anyone to talk about journaling with outside of YouTube. So if you want to share anything, my social links are also down below. I am on Twitch. So just check the description if you're interested in anything, and let's just jump into the video. Like I said earlier, I'm using the filofax personal size this year for my planning of choice. I do have a few other journaling and planning things I use, but this is going to be the one-stop shop for everything as far as content creation, personal, work related. All that stuff is going to go in here. Let's just open her up. I do have the pockets already full. This is just stuff I had laying around the house. I'm not really sure if I want to do any like extra decorating as far as like cute chains and all that. I don't love the silver rings on this, and a lot of the accessories that I do like to use on my planners are gold. So I think it's fine for as it is right now. I'm not really trying to add too much, but obviously that can change. Gonna go through here real quick. I just have some stickers in the pocket. Didn't want to fill it up too much, so I just put some stickers and postage stamps in here for any postcards I might send. There's a few business cards. I have a driver's license from the Hollywood Studios Disney restaurant I went to. Some money from Dominican Republic, my library card. Also have a pencil board in here from Hobonichi. Love this. Was using this more in my Sterling Ink A6 notebook, but I do not have as much use for it in a ring, unfortunately, so she's going to be there for decoration. And then jumping right into the first few pages, I have my photo cards, K-pop photo cards. Love all these girlies. RIP. We're going to be missing Danielle. On the back of it, I do have some more on this side as well. XG and New Jeans members. And then these are my vellum sheets. I decided to go with the Sterling Ink vellum as my dashboards for this planner. I have so many of these. I've been buying them once a month for the past year, and I love them, and I have no other use for them other than to just put them into like books and stuff. So this is perfect. I love this one. This one was the November sheet that they came out with for 2025, and I can go through the tabs. I'm going to have my dailies, my goals, my weekly, my monthlies, and my notes, and then admin will be here in the back. So I'll get started in my dailies. For the daily section, I decided that that's going to be the page I go to first thing in the morning when I open up my journal, or the first thing I do whenever I do open up my journal would be this page. And I want to just keep track of highlights of my days, so I'm going to be using the filofax insert that came with this for daily highlights to track throughout the year. And then the next page is going to be important dates, so anything that has to do with like the Twitch community, the Twitch spaces, I want to make sure I'm tracking there. I do usually host events or friends host events that I want to make sure that I'm able to be a part of or catch, or any type of community event that I need to help organize, stuff like that. I keep track of that here. And then birthdays, I keep track of that on the next important dates page. I love checking birthdays because I'm so bad at keeping up with my friends' birthdays, or anyone's birthday in general. I barely know my own. And then the next one will be goals. This is another insert from Sterling Ink. This one was the April. And here I'm going to be tracking professional, personal, content creation wise, just any goals I have as far as how I want to grow, whether it be with my hobbies. Don't really want to focus too much on like professional. It's really just my things that make me happy. So reading, I have my goal here is to read 20 books in 2026 to reach 1,000 followers on Twitch and to stream once a week. I'm going to be tracking certain things in my day. So I decided to have a little tracker here, tracker system. And this is going to be the tracking page. So all those keys that I drew in the last page are going to go here. So I'm going to be tracking, things like my monthly cycle, my productivity of the day, and or mood of the day, whether the day was a 5-star day or not, stuff like that is going to go here. And then this is the quarterly spread. I love the quarterly spreads because at work we also kind of go based off quarterly things. So it makes sense for me to kind of like break down the year in that way. I kind of became conditioned to doing it that way. So it's helpful for me to plan with 3-month chunks. And then I have a curriculum I created for myself. This is more of a loose curriculum. I don't decide like I need to plan, what hobbies I do, but it is helpful for me to stay on top of things that I do want to get better at. So for example, one hobby of mine is learning guitar. I do want to start tracking more of like practice sessions and days where I specifically set aside time to play the guitar, because with a lot of hobbies I find that it could be one hobby I'm doing at least 3 times a week because I'm just excited about it, and another hobby that I do still love, maybe I'm touching it once every other week because I'm putting a lot of time towards other things. And sometimes it helps just to remind myself, hey, these are other things that you like doing, maybe put aside time for this so that next week you can jump back into that thing. It's kind of a way for me to like balance all of my little hobbies, because there's only a few hours after work. It feels like time just goes faster and faster the older I'm getting. So that is where I'm going to be tracking my curriculum, my hobbies. I'm going to be highlighting the days based off of the color coded system that I've created. And then this is the monthly page I'm going to be using to plan my content creation with. This is the Sterling Ink monthly spread, and these are the Sterling Ink stickers that it came with. I mentioned earlier, I don't know if I mentioned, that I have been practicing how I want to use this planner for the month of December, which is why this is all filled out. This is all the streams that I've done. This is all the editing that I've planned, collabs I've done, stream events I've hosted, stuff like that, books I've read, all of that stuff goes in here. And then I'm going to have a separate monthly for life planning, which you're going to see in a second. Now we are on monthly. This is the monthly planner for my life planning, aka work, life, stuff like that. Things that don't have anything to do with me posting or making content or having to be on top of things. This is just like, hey, remember that this is happening on this day. Now, this monthly spread I specifically needed to buy because I fell in love with this art style. I found this specific planner brand by the content creator Sleepy Notes Club. She uses them in her planning, and I had to get them myself. This is the Susan Branch 2026 pocket calendar. I bought it on Amazon and then just cut it up and created the holes so that they can fit perfectly into this ring planning system. And the sizing is actually so close. It's almost a perfect fit for a personal size ring system. And I love this monthly calendar, so I wanted to use it for like my everyday planning and keep the Sterling Ink as like a content creation planning monthly. So here you'll have like dentist appointments, birthdays, days off from work, stuff like that. And then I used this cute Coraline pin that I got from a Coraline costume to separate, so I don't have to flip through each month as we go on in the year. And then moving on to weeklies, this is my favorite page. I feel like this is where I go to the most, obviously, because that's where the planning happens, the weeklies. This is the December vellum sheet from Sterling Ink. So for my planning system, I don't like to use it as a way to verbatim go through my day timeline, figure out what I'm doing in the morning, afternoon, stuff like that. I really don't like to use planning that way because I find that I never end up using it. I never end up using it. Like, I cannot work off timelines. I know I'm going to do something on what day, don't know what time I'm doing it, don't know if it'll get done. I just know that I want to do it that day. That's kind of how I start. So what I plan on doing with the Sterling Ink hybrid layout, this is the new layout they dropped. It is a hybrid between vertical and horizontal layouts, which I prefer horizontal layouts personally because, like I said, I don't go based off timelines. So I'm going to continue using it the way I have, where the left side is going to be more of a journal entry section and the right side is going to be more of a tracking system. So if you saw, I kind of had basically one page ended up being full of just writing because I like to kind of give a little synopsis of my day on the left side, and then on the right side I like to track different things that I want to get done relatively quickly, and it's usually helpful for me to kind of keep in mind my tracking so I know I need to get these things done so I can track them off my list, etc., etc. So that's the plan for this one as well. However, I'm not exactly sure what I want to do for the right side because I do know I want to track, but I don't know how. Because if you noticed, I don't use too much of the page. In fact, most of it goes towards the stickers. And the part that I really need is much smaller. I only really need to track a few things on a weekly basis. So I think we're going to have to figure out what we want to do with that for the January spread. Given that we have more room up here as well. So we'll see with that. We're going to see that towards the second half of the video when we get to the plan with me portion. But for now, we can move over to the notes section, which this is my favorite. I believe this was the March or the May vellum sheet from Sterling Ink. Might have even been June. I think it was the June one actually. But this one is my favorite. It was so beautiful. Very like dark green, swamp, swan, lake vibes. Loved it. And make sure I don't have anything personal in here. In here, obviously, is going to be a section for like notes and stuff, things I'm planning, therapy notes, and tracking of like books I want to add to my Kobo reader. Little tidbits like that are going to go into the note section. Pretty self-explanatory. This is a pencil board I also got from Hobonichi. I just like to keep it back here in case I need to like lean on it to write. And then lastly will be the admin section. Be the contacts of people that I keep in here. So like anyone that's close to me, I'm going to start adding them in here just to have them on hand, because sometimes, you know, my phone dies a lot when I'm out, or I really realize I don't have anyone's numbers memorized except for my mom, which is kind of a problem. So hoping that I can write them down here and just have that. And then next would be the finance section. I'm going to be tracking more finances stuff here, just like a quick offhand thing. And then lastly will be my subscriptions and passwords. Moving on to the plan with me portion of this video, I'm going to start off with January. I'm super excited to be filming in my filofax finally, and we're going to be putting in some stickers for this week because today is the 29th and the week has started. So we're going to move this over here. Yeah, there's not much writing that goes on this, so we're gonna just do the stickers first. I'm so excited to be using these cute new stickers that just came out with the January sticker kit. Let's start off with the monthly. So that'll be January. I always put the long sticker that we get with each sheet here. Also, I forgot to mention, I have the $20 sticker subscription with Sterling Ink, so that is the lowest tier, and it usually comes with the same 3 sets, larger sets. So it'll be 4 of these size. It'll be an arrangement of these with the long sticker, and then a few more, and then it always comes with extra little flowers. These are a mixture of like December and January put together, but all I'm trying to say is this $20 subscription is more than enough for me, and I'm really happy with it. I overthink a lot, so when it comes to setting up planners, I think that part always kind of makes me give up because I want it to look a certain way, and then when it doesn't, I get unmotivated. But with this, I don't have to do too much thinking, and there's really nothing to mess up. You're just placing stickers down. Let's do it this way. Okay. So what I'm gonna have to do here is fold it over or cut it, which I might just cut it. Left-handed problems. In my A6 size and my N1 size, this was perfect. I started off with the traveler size notebook with the Sterling Ink, and I just didn't like the traveler size in general. It wasn't for me. So I switched to the A6 size, which I ended up loving. I was planning on repurchasing the A6 size in Sterling Ink before they announced they were dropping the inserts. So I'm happy with the personal size. I think it's similar to the A6, just a little bit narrower, which I don't mind with traveler's notebook size. I think the difference between how wide and lengthy it was too much for me. Okay, so I like that there. I always put that sticker there. I'm going to use the same sheet that I used and just fill it up a little bit more. Might leave this side empty this time and fill up this side. That is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I really appreciate you for sticking to the end. Bye.